Hey folks, AJ here. We're back on my famous workbench. Today we're going to talk about pump unions and all the different ways your pump can be attached to your plumbing of your bathtub. Alright, first we're going to look at the suction line here. In this particular union example, it is an 1.5 inch union that is feeding the front of the pump. So lefty-loosey to loosen up that lock nut, and that's going to come right off. Okay, and there's the butt end of the union. On this end here, you're going to notice you have an O-ring in there as well. Okay, so this is an 1.5 inch union that's feeding an 1.5 inch piece of pipe. So the diameter of the threads on the pump is actually 2 3/8. So it services 1.5 inch pipe, but the diameter of the male threads on the pump is 2 3/8. So if you need to order just the union here, you can order in the link below. Okay, I also want to demonstrate to you a nice repair kit that is available if you have a problem with the lock nut on the union. If just the lock nut is cracked or broken and you're experiencing leakage, I want to demonstrate a repair nut that you can purchase from our website to help you get your tub stop leaking again from the union without having to cut the pipe here and replumb in a whole new union. Let me show you how that works right now. First, you're going to remove the lock nut from the pump, unthread it again lefty-loosey. Okay, if it's cracked, you might have to cut this in half with a hacksaw blade. Okay, if you have enough room, you can just slide it out of the way. Okay, so now you're just left with the butt end that is up against the pump end. Okay, so the pump union repair kit comes in 2 pieces. So what you're going to do is you're going to clamp the 2 pieces together on your pipe. Okay. And there's also 2 screws that come with it. And all you're going to do is just screw the 2 pieces together. Screw number 1. And then screw number 2. So there's your lock nut back in business. You can tighten it back up to your pump. And you don't have to worry about doing any kind of plumbing work on the front end of the pump if you were having an issue with the lock nut on your suction line going into the pump. Okay, now we're going to switch to the discharge side of the pump. Most of them come with a Discharge T on top, just like that. All right, and that repair lock nut that we used on the suction line can also be used on the Discharge T as well. So you don't have to worry about cutting the lines on either side of the T, re-gluing all together, and replumbing in a new T if you had a problem just with the lock nut. Now, if you had a problem with a glue joint coming into the T, then you'll have to buy a whole new union T, okay? 2 feet of 1 inch pipe. We have them on the link below as well that you can order these and then couple it all together and put it all together so your tub isn't leaking again, okay? So that's your standard discharge 1 inch T that is found on a lot of Whirlpool pumps. Many Whirlpool tubs also came with a Discharge T Heater. And the same thing applies. Actually, this heater actually has a split nut already on it. So if this would crack, you can just replace it with another split nut. Again, take the 2 screws off, put the new one in, and you're back in business. Piece of cake. Okay, one other way that a Whirlpool pump could be plumbed into a bathtub is by using a 2 inch union with a reducing union nut to get it back down to the 1.5 inch like I was showing before. It's the same size pump, 1.5 inch threaded pump, but they increase it to 2 inch to give more water flow. Aquatic and Lasco luxury bathtubs both use this plumbing method, very popular in the 2000s. So what it was a 2 inch union, pump union, and I'll demonstrate how it all comes apart here now. That 2 inch pump union was now threaded onto this reducing union nut, okay, and that would just thread on to the pump, and it had an O-ring in here for a sealant. So this was another popular way that pumps were plumbed as far as unions goes when attaching them from a Whirlpool tub to the pump to the plumbing. Again, all of these parts are on the link below if you needed to order them from the website. So whether you have a Vico pump from Balboa, a New World pump for your walk-in tub, an Aquaflow pump, a Gruber pump, a Hydrobath pump, or any other model pump that has threads like this, the unions that you just saw in this video will work for your pump. So the only pump that this union won't work on is a jacuzzi pump. Let me show you the difference between the standard union pump and the jacuzzi pump union threads. So the jacuzzi union is the same, lefty-loosey thread, okay? But the butt end is now beveled, which was able to now produce this swivel effect, okay? So now, for plumbing wise, if you had to replumb something in your tub, if it wasn't exactly straight on, now you have the ability to move this union a good 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch left or right, up or down, to make it work for you to get the plumbing to line up perfectly in your tub, okay? The other thing that Jacuzzi uses is it's a double pipe diameter union. So the inside will fit 1.5-inch pipe, or you can glue a 2-inch fitting over the union, which is nice. This was commonly done in a lot of jacuzzi tubs, as in their high flow suction assemblies had a 2-inch feed line going to it, okay? And it also went to the heater. They would use a vacuum heater that was in line in front of the pump. So this is a very common plumbing schematic that Jacuzzi would use with a lot of their pumps. Unfortunately, the Jacuzzi union does not have a repair nut like the other one does, the split repair nut. So if you have a problem with this lock nut or any glue joint that's in here, you're gonna have to cut it off and replumb everything. Okay, the Jacuzzi Discharge was very similar to the other one I demonstrated. There's one version that has a 1-inch pipe coming out of the top of a T, just like this. Some of the larger luxury jacuzzi tubs use actually an 1.5-inch discharge T, which is available on our website here as well. So it would feed your 1.5-inch pipeline going to some of the larger jets that Jacuzzi used in the past. Hope this video gave you a better understanding of unions and how they work on your pumps in your Whirlpool jetted tub. Any questions beyond this video, feel free to give us a call. We are your Whirlpool Tub Parts Authority.